Hello children, in this session I explain section 3 of lesson number 4 Shipwrecked. In section 2 we have seen already Mr. Robinson and his 4 children were making a floating device like a raft using cask and planks. One end of a rope was attached to one end of the floating device and the other end was tied to the ship's railing. They closed the tops of some empty jugs and tied them to the cask to balance them. And how did they try to escape using this floating device? Let us see in this session. Okay, children? Children, let us read and understand section 3. All right, he said, smiling for the first time in 8 days. Let us get some supplies from the ship. Then we will be off. It was the 8th day and Mr. Robinson was very happy that day. All the 7 days in the ship, the family members and Robinson, they were in tension because the ship was going to sink and they had no option for escape, and presently they made the floating device and they had no tension. And then they decided to take something from the ship for their future life. The family collected canvas to make a tent, a chest of carpenter's tools, rifles, pistols, knives, fishing rods, an iron pot, plant seeds, and 2 cases of dried soup and biscuits. So, from the broken ship, they collected all these items, that canvas and carpenter's tools containing box, chest means a box, and rifles, pistols, knives, fishing rods, iron pot, and some seeds of the plant, which they can sow and get some crops, and 2 cases of boxes of dried soup and biscuits. Okay, all were put into the 2 floating cars that could not be carrying family members. So children, all these things were put in the cars. You can see in the picture, in some cars members were sitting or standing, and some cars were free, and where there was a place there they kept the things. Okay, just as they were about to climb into the cars, cut off the rope and show off with the pedals they had found in the hold, a loud noise rose up from below the deck. Children, when they were about to start their journey, cutting off the rope and row the floating device using the pedals they got from the hold storing place of the ship, they heard some sound from below the deck. What was the sound? Let us see. The hens and roosters, cried young Franz. Franz said to his father, it was the sound of hens and roosters. Rooster means cock. Please let us take them with us. Franz requested his father to take the hens and roosters with them. The ducks and geese on board had already been set free to fend for themselves. Fend means protect themselves. Here, before they decided to start the journey, already the ducks and geese were made free to look for themselves. Otherwise, they will have some danger if they were tied there. If they would have to face some danger, so they were already set free by Robinson. Stay here, said Mr. Robinson. I will get them. So, Mr. Robinson told the other members to wait for his arrival. He went again back to the ship. He climbed out of his cask, went below and returned with a canvas bag in his hand. So, he went back to the ship and then brought a bag, canvas bag, and it contained something, and you know what it contained, right? He then gently emptied the contents into one of the supply casks. So he then opened the canvas bag and kept the things in the empty cask. Okay. The hens clucked and the roosters crowed as he placed a wire mesh over the top of the cask. And then after releasing these hens and roosters, he kept a wire mesh so that they would not jump and escape or go anywhere. Right, children? So when the wire mesh was put, they made some sounds. The hens clucked. The sound of the hen is clucking, and roosters crowed. We will come back for the other animals when we can, said Mr. Robinson. Mr. Robinson said to the other members that he would be coming back whenever he would get time to take the other animals from the ship. Okay. At last, the Robinsons were off, dipping their paddles into the water as they headed the cask towards the shore. After keeping the hens and roosters in the cask, they started their journey. They rowed the boat using the paddles and they started. Okay, a couple of loud splashes from behind, however, made them turn their heads around. When they started the journey, they heard a sound from backside. They heard the sound of water, splashing sound of water. So all the members turned back. The two dogs, Juno and Turk, had just dived in after them. So when they turned back, they could see their dogs, Juno and Turk. They were also following them after their cask. They swam alongside the cask. They swam and reached near the cask and then they got into the cask. Okay. Once on shore, the Robinson family unloaded the supplies, set free the hens and roosters and let the two dogs run loose. So they rowing the cask, they reached the shore. Then after reaching the shore, they removed all the things from the ship, unloaded all the things, and also hens and roosters were given freedom, and also the dogs, everything, all the things and the animals all came out of the cask. They landed on the shore. The four brothers then fanned out to collect wood for fire. So the four brothers, the four children of Mr. Robinson, they started from that place and searched for some wood to make fire. Okay, so since they were in the sea, they felt cold. So to make them warm, they thought of making fire, and for this fire, the children started searching wood pieces. And children, from the story, we understand that because of the courage of Mr. Robinson, Mrs. Robinson and the children, they could manage that situation and they could save their lives and they reached the shore. Like this also, we should have also this type of courage in difficult situation so that our life will be safe. Okay, children?